Hi guys, welcome to your lesson today. Today we are going to be talking about the doubling rule. I want you to listen carefully to these words that I say, okay? And what I want you to do is raise your hand if the word is a one-syllable word. First word is run. Our second word is bat. Our third word is walking. Next we have plot, joke, stir, and happy. Did you raise your hand on the words that were one-syllable words? Let's see if you got those right. Our first one-syllable word was run. Did you get that one? Great job. Our next one-syllable word was plot. Did you get plot? Great. Next we had bat. And our last one-syllable word was stir. Great job. How many consonants do you see at the end of each word right after the vowel? What about on plot? How many consonants? There's just one. What about on bat? There's just one. The same with those other words that we talked about. Okay, look at my paper I have right here. On one side, I have a column that says vowel suffixes. Over here, it says consonant suffixes. We're going to talk about both of those today, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to listen and I want you to give a thumbs up if the suffix begins with a vowel and a thumbs down if it begins with a consonant. Okay, our first one is ing. Does that begin with a vowel or a consonant? Awesome, that begins with a vowel, so it goes in this column. Our next one is ed. Which one does it go into? Does it begin with a vowel or does it begin with a consonant? Great job, it begins with a vowel, so we're going to put it over here. Our next one is Can you say that? Which column do you think it belongs in? Our vowel or our consonant? Great job, it belongs over here. What about li, our ly? Which column do you think that belongs in? Does it start with a vowel or does it start with a consonant? Right, it starts with a consonant. We're going to stick it over here. Okay, our next one is ment, M-E-N-T. Which column do you think it belongs in? Does it start with a vowel or does it start with a consonant? If you guess consonant, you are right. Our next one is N, E-N. Does that start with a vowel or does that start with a consonant? Right, it starts with a vowel, so we're going to stick it over here. Okay, next we have our S sound, our letter S. Does it belong over here or over here? Great, it belongs in the consonant section. Stick it right here. Oh, maybe not. We're going to pretend that it was right here, okay? Now we have our Y ending, our E, makes the E sound usually. Where does it belong? With our vowel suffixes or a consonant? Do you know where that one goes? Last ending is full, F-U-L. Does that begin with a vowel or does that begin with a consonant? If you said consonant, you are right. Let's stick it right over here. Great job. I want you to look at this word. Can you say this word for me? This word is winning. Today we're going to learn about a new spelling rule, and I said it at the beginning. It is the doubling rule. This rule will tell us when we should double the final letter of a base word before adding a vowel suffix, like in the word winning. It tells us why there are two N's in winning when we only hear one. Can you say winning with me one more time? Winning. There are 4 steps to our doubling rule, and we're going to talk about those. Step number 1 is the base word one syllable. Remember those words we talked about at the first, like plot and stir? Those all have one syllable. So the first thing we want to ask ourselves is the base word one syllable. Our second question is, does the base word have one vowel? So when you look at that word, we want to count how many vowels are there, and we're only looking for one vowel. Our third rule or question is, does the base word end in one consonant? So just like you're looking for one vowel, you want to see if it ends in one consonant. And our last rule is, does the suffix begin with a vowel? So we want to look at the start of our word and see it, or look at our suffix and see if it starts with a vowel, like all of those suffixes we just talked about. We're looking for ones in the vowel column. Now that we know those 4 rules, let's talk about them for a minute. Let's go back to our word winning. So in winning, we see that we double that consonant in the middle. And so we're going to learn how to understand why we did that. So first thing, our first question that we asked ourselves was, is the base word one syllable? Our base word of winning is just win. Is win one syllable? Yep, so we know that rule applies. The second question is, does the base word have one vowel? If we look at the base word of winning, it's win, and we know it only has one vowel. So that rule applies. Next, we want to ask, does the base word end in one consonant? So our base word is win. Take out all of this and we have win. Is there one consonant right there? Yes, there is. So that rule applies. And our last question was, does the suffix begin with a vowel? What's our suffix in this word? Right, ing, I-N-G, that's our suffix. Does it start with a vowel? Yes, it does. So for win, all 4 of those rules applied. And that's how we know at the end of win, we're going to add a double consonant and then our suffix ending. And that changes it to winning. We don't want to have just the one N in there like that. We want to have that double consonant. Great job. Let's go through and let's talk about a few more words and see if this word applies, or see if this rule applies. Here's the next word we're going to work on. We want to get the word running. So in the word running, we have a base word of run, and our ending is ing. Let's go through those rules and see if they apply to this word, if we need to add a double consonant to this word. Step number 1. Is the base word one syllable? Is run one syllable? Yes, it is. Number 2. Does the base word have one vowel? Look at our word run. Does it have one vowel? Yes, it does. Here's our next question. Does the base word end in one consonant? Does run end in one consonant? You're right, it does. And then our last rule is, does the suffix begin with a vowel? Our suffix in this word is ing. Does it begin with a vowel? It does. So knowing that all 4 of those rules work in this word, we want to do run plus ing equals running. We get the double consonant right in the middle. Great job. Let's go over a word that applies as well. We have stir. We're adding the ending ing, and we want to turn it into stirring. So let's go over our rules. First one, Is the base word one syllable? Is that one syllable? Stir? Right, it is. Okay, our second question is, does the base word have one vowel? Is there one vowel in stir? Yes, the letter I, that's our vowel. Our next question, does the base word end in one consonant? Yep, that R, that's our only consonant at the end of the word stir. And our last rule, does the suffix begin with a vowel? What's our suffix? It's ing, and it begins with an I. So all 4 rules apply to this word. So that way we know stir plus ing is stirring with our double consonant right in the middle. Let's try one more word. Our word is shipment. Our base word is ship, and our suffix is ment. Let's go over our rules and see what we can find out. Rule number 1. Is the base word one syllable? Is ship one syllable? It is. Number 2. Does the base word have one vowel? Does the word ship have one vowel? Right, the letter I. Number 3. Does the base word end in one consonant? It does. It just has a P at the end, right? Our last rule, number 4. Does the suffix begin with a vowel? Look at our suffix here. Ment. Does that begin with a vowel? No, you're right. It begins with the letter M. So that rule does not apply, which means when we have ship plus ment, we spell it shipment. There's no double consonant in the end. That double rule does not apply to this word. Great job. What did we learn today? We learned the doubling rule, right? We practiced that several times. What is the first step of the doubling rule? The first step is the base word a one-syllable word. Great job. What's the second step? The second step is, does the base word have one vowel? What's the third step? Our third step is, does the base word end in one consonant? And our last step, do you remember? Our last step is, does the suffix begin with a vowel? What do we do if we answer yes to all of those steps? We double the final consonant of the base word. Great job, you guys. Have a great day.